finding our sound.
You found it. It's the sound of a cat being run over by a lawnmower.
Mower, mower.
Sound of a cat being run over by a lawnmower.
You understand my trepidation.
What's that about?
Not a clue.
Can't we just postpone it till the spring? Maybe
Postpone, postpone.
postpone it till the spring. Maybe
Fairly easy to deduce. He's holding the phone to his left ear. Ears do not cross hemispheres, so he's using the analytical rather than the emotional.
Hemisphere, hemisphere.
Across hemispheres, so he's using the analytical rather than the emotional. Across hemispheres, so he's using the analytical rather than the emotional side of the brain, suggesting that he has no personal relationship with the caller.
Caller, caller.
Personal relationship with the caller.
let's go ahead and do it.
He's referring to an activity he has done before. It's unpleasant and needs to be repeated. This suggests
Unpleasant, unpleasant.
pleasant and needs to be repeated. This suggests pleasant and needs to be repeated. This suggests some sort of invasive medical test, like perhaps a colonoscopy.
Invasive, invasive.
Medical test, like perhaps a colonoscopy.
It's out of order.
Yes, I can read the sign. I'm just pondering the implications.
Ponder, ponder.
Implications. 24 to 36 residents of this building based on the number of mailboxes and given typical urban
Mailbox, mailbox.
boxes and given typical urban residents of this building based on the number of mailboxes and given typical urban population density or a shared to
Density, density.
urban population density or a shared tool development. An outmoded theory, of course, but the boy did spend most of his waking hours with a tight grasp on his penis.
Penis, penis.
Hours with a tight grasp on his penis. Hours with a tight grasp on his penis.
Oh, yeah. Leonard mentioned you were a psychiatrist.
Well, that is one of my degrees.
Psychiatrist, psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist.
Well, that is one of my degrees.
What do you mean, why?
Well, there are studies that suggest that many who go into the performing arts suffer from an external locus of identity.
Locus, locus.
Suffer from an external locus of identity.
Dirty!
And then I'm assuming you entered adolescence.
Adolescence, adolescence.
And I'm assuming you entered adolescence.
Yes.
Steeped 3 minutes?
Yes.
2% milk?
Yes.
Warmed separately?
Yes.
1 teaspoon sugar?
Yes.
Separately, separately.
Yes.
1 teaspoon sugar?
Yes.
Aside from a pro forma consummation of our marriage, his father and I only had intercourse for the purposes of reproduction.
Reproduction, reproduction.
Purposes of reproduction.
Mother. So, what are you guys talking about?
The frequency with which your parents had intercourse.
Intercourse, intercourse.
With which your parents had intercourse. With which your parents had intercourse.
Swell. If you're lucky, maybe she'll...
Swell, swell.
Swell. If you're lucky, maybe she'll...
Insightful? And I'm betting she never hit you with a Bible because you wouldn't eat your Brussels sprouts.
Sprout, sprout.
Understand that, unlike Leonard, they're at the top of their respective fields.
Boy, you...
Respective, respective.
Fields.
you...
Pancreas in an adolescent gibbon.
So she's close to curing diabetes.
Why else would you grow a...
cure, cure,
So she's close to curing diabetes.
Why else would you grow a...
You know, rather than mock me, my friends might realize that this is difficult.
mock, mock,
Mock me, my friends might realize that this is difficult. That was fast.
Oh, the middle stall was occupied. I'll have to try again later.
stall, stall,
Was occupied. I'll have to try again later.
It's totally understandable. In bladder voiding, as in real estate, it's location, location.
bladder, bladder,
As in real estate, it's location, location.
Temporary, I pay rent.
He lives in the same room where his bassinet was.
You know, both selective mutism and an inability to...
selective, selective,
Selective mutism and an inability to...
His bassinet was.
You know, both selective mutism and an inability to separate from one's mother can stem from a pathological...
inability, inability,
To separate from one's mother can stem from a pathological...
I think you'll find my work pretty interesting. I'm attempting to replicate the dark matter signal found in sodium iodide.
replicate, replicate,
Replicate the dark matter signal found in sodium iodide. It would be warm, and I built 2 radio-controlled arms that would hug me and pat my back.
pat, pat,
Hug me and pat my back.
Someone as comparatively workaday as your son.
Is that a rhetorical point, or...
rhetorical, rhetorical,
Is that a rhetorical point, or...
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything after lick.
lick, lick,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything after lick. Where's the lime?
lime, lime,
Lime.
So what do you think?
I'm very tempted.
tempt, tempt,
I'm very tempted.
But based on everything I've observed about us, I can't help but speculate we'd be very good together.
True.
speculate, speculate,
Can't help but speculate we'd be very good together.
True. Certainly something I could never do with my husband.
I was hesitant the first time I tried it, but
hesitant, hesitant,
I was hesitant the first time I tried it, but you see right through me, don't you?
Only when you're in a CAT scanner.
scanner, scanner,
Only when you're in a CAT scanner.
Because you were not loved by your father, and I was not loved by my mother. That having sex is our way of making up for the intimacy we didn't get.
intimacy, intimacy,
Having sex is our way of making up for the intimacy we didn't get.
Pick up where we left off last time?
I mean, my mom could have just said, Mom, get over it. She's a girl. Move on.
bob, bob,